It's going to be a new look for Jays fans, Toronto Blue Jays fans next season. 2019 offers up a lot of changes for the team. I'm here with Steve Simmons. Are Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins going to bring Toronto a World Series champion team?
Absolutely, when they leave, or if they leave. If they, because I have no confidence right now in either of them based on what they've done since they've been here. They've traded for wonky players. They have consistently traded for poor defensive players, which I don't really understand, and they've done what I call garage sale shopping. Like, I'm not going to go buy new furniture. I'm going to go buy that piece I saw at the corner for a tenth of the price. Kendrys Morales instead of Edwin Encarnacion. When you shop like that, you're not going to succeed, and you're not going to succeed when you have the Red Sox and the Yankees in your division, and you have Houston in your league, and you have too many high-end teams that the Jays have to compete with.
Steve, take us through this new look Jays that fans can look forward to.
Well, you better buy a program because you're not going to know the players' names necessarily. You may not know their numbers. This will be a different lineup than I think we've seen in the past. And I think as the years go on, like 2019, by 2020, it may even be more different than 2019. On April 24th, I think that's the correct date, Vladimir Guerrero will come up from AAA and he'll assume third base. And the one star of the future will be here, and then we'll hope that some of the other prospects that they've been talking about will be equal to Guerrero, because there isn't anyone in baseball who doesn't see him as one of the next great hitting stars in the game.
Okay, it wasn't too long ago that the Jays just said, here, Troy Tulowitzki, their former shortstop, here's $38 million, bye-bye, see you later. What did you think of that? Were you surprised?
Well, the thing about the $38 million is if they let him go under the rules of Major League Baseball, you must honor the contract. There's no buyouts in baseball. So you have to pay the player what he has owing. Troy Tulowitzki had $38 million owing. And you could be offended by that, but if you actually go back, and I did, he came here in the second half of the 2015 season. Attendance, I think, was around 28,000 a game when he arrived. Him and David Price similarly. And suddenly the Jays at 50 and 51 just took off and had the greatest half season they've ever had. Attendance went through the roof. Merchandising went through the roof. And that year alone, they made $60 million more than they budgeted for. Now, if you add in attendance from 2016 and 17, because there's a carryover from this, by my calculation, they probably made about $150 to $200 million more than they would have made had they not made that deal. So if you look at it in a business sense, that's a pretty good investment by the Jays. They give him 38 to go away. He probably made them about 200 million. So, or him and others, and how well they played. But the way he played shortstop in 2015 and in 16, but in 2015 in particular, you talk to John Gibbons. He says, we don't win that division if we don't have Troy Tulowitzki. It's that simple. And that's the former manager of the team saying that.
That's amazing. Tell me, what do you think the roster is going to look like, starting pitching rotation?
You know what? I'm not a soothsayer, so I really don't know. I know they've tried to trade Aaron Sanchez. They've tried to trade Marcus Stroman. They haven't had much success in doing so thus far. They've tried to trade others along the way. They want to strip this thing down to its core and then start to build from the bottom up. They have Guerrero. That's a wonderful piece to start with. But what else do they have? We're going to find out. Of these guys that have been in the minors that we've been hearing about for a couple of years, are they the kind of players you can live with? If you look around, look at the Red Sox, look at the Yankees, look at Houston, look at the Dodgers. They have great players. Not one, not two, not three. They have a lot of great players, great pitchers, great closers. Jays don't have a pitching staff to speak of right now. The Jays don't have a batting order to speak of right now. They are not a good defensive team. They're not an athletic team. They're not a good base running team. Like, there's a lot of negatives right now. Let's see a year and a half, 2 years from now, what this farm team and what this management group can put together, because the cupboard is pretty bare right now, and I can see why you're not rushing out to buy your July 1st weekend tickets, because it's not the same as it's been for the last several years.
Well, I have season tickets,
and you're keeping them.
And okay. I'm keeping them. Okay, so there you heard it, Jays fans. Let us know what you think down below, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.